It's an animal world out there. Watch the World Animal Awareness Society channel and feel right at home. Come, sit, subscribe, and stay a while.
You think you've seen the worst, and no, sure enough, tomorrow morning, the worst will pop up.
So the vet told you that he's 100% certain that this is due to an intentional act?
Yes, exactly. He's not sure what it is, but he's sure it was intentional.
Around the world, wherever there are dogs in peril. Wherever there are dogs in peril, there are always dog saviors. Follow World Animal Awareness Society cameras as we uncover heroic scenes from around the world. People who can no longer stand by watching and doing nothing as innocent creatures suffer. This is the Dog Saviors.
I got you, Mama's got you.
This woman, who asked not to be identified, is Liberty's foster.
When I saw her, sorry, I just felt like I couldn't not. How can you not? She needed somebody, and I felt like God put me in her life for a reason. She has one toe on one foot, and other than that, she's nothing. She might be able to walk on them once they're completely healed. We're not 100% sure. He's thinking wheelchair or prosthetic, but we won't know.
So there's the baby.
You big baby. Oh. No Frenchies. Oh, the baby. He's such a good girl.
Montgomery County Animal Control got a call on June 21st at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon about a dog with a possible broken leg at a gentleman's house. When Animal Control got out there, it was discovered that actually her 2 front paws had been severed. So she came into the shelter. The next day, June 22nd, she was brought to Dr. Robinson. And he has been a hero and amazing, helping us with her medical care.
So when I saw Liberty, we had some obvious wounds. There was a lot of granulation tissue on both feet, and it looked like she'd been walking well on those feet for quite a while. We were cleaning the wounds up and bandaging them. I said, let's just take an x-ray and see what's there. And the right paw was clean at the radius and ulnar joint, and then the left paw was broken in the metacarpal. So my first thought was trauma, abuse, always thinking badly, but here I am now, I made both joints clean. We went to surgical and made both joints the same size. So we started her about 35 pounds, isn't that about, Christi? And she's up to about 56 now, so she's gained about 20 pounds in their care. And they're taking excellent care of her in terms of the food and the nutrients, and we've taught her how to do bandage changes to the point where they can do it cost effectively at home. Obviously with us it costs more. It is something that the wounds are healing, and we've got people looking after her to potentially put prosthetics on her so she can walk normally again.
And the thing is, me and Jenna have both been doing animal rescue half of our lives. My mom started off as a volunteer when we were looking for a new puppy, and then we ended up getting so attached to the animals and the shelter and stuff, and we wanted to help, and so we've been doing that for half of our lives. And I remember I was eating lunch with my boyfriend, and my mom came up and she was like, "Are you ready to see our new foster?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then she's like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna wait till you're done eating." And I was like, "Come on, I've seen everything." And then she showed me Liberty, and I lost it right there.
Well, a lot of times when people would see this dog, the fact that it's a pit, it would have been euthanized from the beginning. The fact that it had so much love to give, you can tell that the love that's being shared here and what it feels from us, it's not going anywhere anytime soon. So,
no, right? Yeah.
She is very blessed to have the care from all of us.
And then I think it's funny because every time I take her outside, she goes potty, and then she'll immediately just jump up and then shower you with kisses, kind of saying, Thank you for taking me home.
She had a desire in her and a spirit in her that you could tell it emanated when you saw her, the look in her eyes. She just was asking for help. And when Christi's group and Minda and everybody took her in, and I started caring for her, just this soul that she gave out and the look on her face, like, please help. And that's what we're here for. We're here to give that help to her.
Right. I'm sure we've spent well over $5,000 on her, and a lot of people say that money could go.
What's the value of a life?
Exactly. Well, there is no answer to that, and knowing her, I can't imagine that. I'm sure the shelter would have put her down. No fault for the shelter, but they couldn't have helped her. So this is just great that we got a fantastic vet and the foster. I mean, I can't say enough how much a foster is so important. And then all the people who generously donated, and then Kathy's helped us, get the word out, and we've done. It was absolutely worth it to me. I can't even fathom.
Sad and angry that someone could even do that to a living being. Because, I mean, I was talking to my friends about it, like, how can you do that to an animal that's looking you in the eye and it's crying? If it was, which we think it was, someone who did it to her, like, she's looking you in the eye the whole time. And I just, like, kind of like our shirts, like, we're trying to get justice for what happened to her and what's happening to a whole bunch of other animals. Like, there's a whole bunch of animals that are being fought every night for money, and it's not right. And I think we're trying to get awareness for what's going on. I love her to death, and I know how sweet she is, and I can't understand how someone would do that to her. And everyone that she's met, like, besides us, like my boyfriend, my best friend, like Jenna's boyfriend, and Mom's friend, she's so attached to them, and she's like, hey guys, and we'll give them kisses. And every time we go out to a restaurant that allows dogs, they're all over her. She's all over them and giving kisses and stuff. And
I feel like pit bulls in general, they get like the most hate because everyone thinks like, they're cruel, and then there's some apartments that won't allow them, and it's just like, I feel like you need to like know them. Like Liberty, she's the sweetest dog probably I've ever met, and it just upsets me that like, one, it's a pit bull, which is one of the most like, oh, you have a pit bull? It's just...
I mean, they were bred to be nanny dogs.
I know. It's just like, I feel like people judge the breed before they judge the dog. But I'm glad that people are like, this is Liberty, she's a dog, she's been through all this, and they totally forget that she's a pit bull. And like, it's not really important because she's a loving dog, and she's been through so much, and it's just, I'm glad that people pass through this one thing that everybody judges dogs.
No, I try to train them, especially my best choices when I get them as a puppy, coming on those visits, said, you don't want this dog to be the stigma dog of the breed. You don't want it to be that dog that everybody's afraid of. So we teach them from the beginning to get them on their back and be submissive and play and do all the fun stuff that you can interject to them without just being on a leash with a brick around their head in the backyard. I can take probably 10 pit bulls in a room and not be afraid of them. I'm probably more leery of the little chihuahuas that haven't got the training. So. Christi and her group here, they've done a really good job of keeping that loving spirit with her without her turning at any point. And Liberty sensing that, where her spirit itself is giving that as well. It's not one that came into us, oh, my feet are gone and I'm aggressive because somebody did this to me. And she had no recollection of that.
Well, in animal rescue, we have a saying, I can't do everything, but I can do something. So you can't, like, if you can't foster an animal, you can donate maybe bandages so we can wrap it up. You can donate towards her prosthetics that we're trying to get. There's always something you can do. And I feel like that's important that people know.
She's like, I got this, now I'm gonna pull.
I feel bad for Paws.
You're doing so good.
No way.
You're ours,
Really?
baby. You're ours. You're not going anywhere. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, baby. Look, Christi. Look at yours. I want to look at it again. It's yours. You're part of us forever.
Paws, just like, let me get in there. Let me get in there. Oh, never mind. Just let me sit here. Okay, guys, it's my sister first. I'll change to get in there.
You're gonna enjoy your little nubbies here forever.
Help save a life today. Your donation will send the World Animal Awareness Society team on our next mission. From all of us here at the World Animal Awareness Society and WA2S Films, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.